Hello, Africa. Welcome to the Billionaires podcast, and I am your host, Kenneth, and I'm the first of my kind. Well, today we're going to be talking about a very important topic, and this is something that really bothers my mind because I see a lot of young people make this particular mistake, and most of the time ruin their businesses before it even starts. This is no other than attitude in business. First and foremost, let's talk about attitude. We have the simple definition of what attitude is in our head. If I ask you what's attitude, or usually this bitch giving me attitude, talking about this, talking about that, blah 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 blah, shit like that. That's not what attitude I'm talking about. I'm talking about the other attitude. I mean the one you show to your pastor and your mother's village people. Yes, the one that stops you from being smacked around the head. So I'm gonna go, like I always do, I'm gonna go to Google and search what attitude is. Attitude is a settled way of thinking or feeling about something. A settled way. I am settled. A settled way of thinking or feeling about something. Whereas, psychologically, it is an approach to something or a personal view on it. Attitude involves the mindset, outlook, and feelings. So, it is proper that today's topic is discussing your settled way of thinking or feeling about business. And this actually involves your mindset, outlook, and feeling. Like we said before, how do you feel? How do you feel about doing business with people from the West or the North? I personally, when I'm doing business with an Igbo person, I'm like, you want to cheat me? And my first business I talked about in the previous podcast, I talked about me starting a business with a friend of mine who was actually from the East. When I was starting that business with my friend, my dad called me aside. He said, Ken, I know you know this kid from when you guys were in school, but a lot has changed. You should put your eyes on the ground. I told my dad, we good. I've known this nigga all my fucking life. He's not going to try and run me street. Well, he actually did. And we're still friends. But I've understood that when it comes to business, you should be careful regardless of the person's ethnicity, group, or religion. So when I was a little boy, when I was growing up, my both parents had different approach to situations, especially when I do something wrong. My mom always tell me to look on the floor when she's talking to me, not to look her in the face. My dad always tell me to look at him in the face while he's talking to me. My both parents had different approach. My mom said look on the floor, my dad said look in the face. My mom wanted me to feel remorse for the action that I've done, to repent from it. My dad is saying do not do it again. I don't care about how you feel, if you want to feel remorse for what you did before or not. I am telling you why it is wrong for you to do it, and I'm telling you to not do it again. I tilted towards my father's side because it was relatable. Therefore, my view on life came from the understanding that my emotions actually comes last. I have actually seen situations where very skilled individuals go into business and allow their way of thinking depreciate their level of growth in business. How they allow their emotion or personal outlook to rub off on their business. How they allow how they feel to interfere in the growth of their business. I'll give you an instance. I once did a project with a lady who told me she wake up 10 o'clock every morning, and this is because she always sleeps late. She works late hours, and so this means that she wakes up late in the morning, and the client wanted us to, chat with her by 8 in the morning so she can tell us what to do for us to proceed with the project. I had a difficult time working with this lady because if the clients want us to work with her in the early hours in the morning, 8, and you tell me you wake up by 9, 10, and you cannot shift your hours forward for us to get this deal out of the way, that is your personal behavior affecting the business. It's not because she's not good at what she does, it's that she's allowing that affect our business. Or like I said earlier about your view on people's religion, ethnic group, or whatnot. Most of you can agree with what I said, but that should not affect your business. Some people who are hot-tempered, who sparks up easily, that shouldn't rub off on your business. You have to understand that you're a person and your business is also an entity of itself. It means it has its own attitude and behavior. I'll tell you a story. I used to work with a boy whose name I'm not going to mention because we're still having issues. I'm not going to say we're having issues. I'm just going to look away from it. When I started my firm, he was my MD. Everything was going perfectly well. And after a while, he started instigating some decisions. The way life works is, if you have an idea of some sort, you will talk to me. when you run the idea by me, I am going to choose whether it's going to fly or not. When he brought an idea to me and I said this idea will not fly, we have to stick to the old ways because it was working and productive, he flared up and he said, well, he don't think he's going to be the one to do it. I said, by virtue that your butt sits on that fucking seat, you're going to do it. We paused the conversation there. His attitude towards business began to depreciate. He became proud. When he got proud, I noticed it, so I called him a couple of times. Bro, what's up? What's going on? He said, I'm good. I said, you're not. You're acting funny. You mind telling me what the fuck is going on? He said, he's fine. I mean, why the fuck am I tripping? I ain't tripping. I'm looking at you acting stupid. Long story short, it became so visible I had to drop him and put somebody else there. I always celebrate people. I think that maybe whatever didn't work for him here will work for him where he's going to. He allowed his personal way of doing things affect the business. So I'm asking myself some questions. If he was the one that owned the firm, was he going to make a very stupid decision just like that? That's a story for another day. So basically, there are like two kinds of mindset. We have the fixed mindset, and we have the growth mindset. Let me explain. A fixed mindset is a mindset that says, this is where I am, this is where I am. This is where I would like to be. This is what defines me. A growth mindset is saying, this is where I am now. This is where I would like to be. And I don't mind making or taking decisions or steps that will take me to the next level. I want to learn new shit. If as a person, you have a fixed mindset, that you define a particular kind of attitude to yourself, it makes it almost impossible to evolve because it's going to be difficult for you to take corrections. Denying corrections actually denies your growth. You don't need all of that. There's no such thing as this is how I am. As species, as organisms, we're always evolving. So how can you define yourself to a particular trend, behavior, or attitude? In fact, one of the reasons why having a fixed mindset is very dangerous is that it doesn't allow you to see beyond your capacity. In fact, I dare to say, it makes it almost impossible for you to collaborate with others. Because, I won't even lie, working with that lady I talked about earlier was fucking difficult. I don't care how much money or deal she wants to bring to me. If it doesn't worth the stress I have to go through to try and dodge bullets from clients, I am not interested. I can't go through that such headache again. As young entrepreneurs, it is difficult to break new grounds, especially in a continent like our beloved Africa. Where being young is a crime. If you know what I'm talking about, you're a young guy, you're making it, you're moving things, you have a smart mouth, you're always talking smart shit. The elders don't like that. You watched that Wakanda movie, the part 2, where she was telling that smart girl from MIT that the elders don't like smart mouths, stuff like that. It's not even a joke, it's real shit. This is why we still have police brutality and whatnot. Never talking about how old are you, how come you get the money to buy this kind of stuff, you know. So we know the difficulty in getting the older target market to subscribe to your business, because most of the time what they're looking at is your competence, and they also seek your personality to know who they're patronizing. Trust me, you don't want to give them the bad omen. I don't care who you are, you need somebody to patronize your business to go forward. You're serving somebody, that's the whole essence of business. You're selling something or the other. And especially when you need somebody to sign something for you or to give you new access, these niggas are the old folks. They have been there before you were born. So trust me, you don't want to give them bad omen. You don't want to show them a negative part of you. My first job, I was working for a company called Solutech. So I had this colleague, I'm not going to say her name. I was working with her on the field. We went to a particular school to go and pitch a particular product we're selling. And when we got to the school, the security guard there was trying to, do what bank securities are doing now, trying to show themselves and booger and stuff like that. She got all pissed off. I mean, who the fuck you think you are talking to me and shit like that? I was like, bitch, we came here to drop this document, get the fuck out. I want to be in my father's house by 6 fucking p.m. You shouldn't be out here telling me shit or trying to cause issues with this fucking guy. I'm gonna make us stay here for more hours. I beg you, with the love of God, talk nicely to the security guard so he can allow us access to go into the building and see what the fuck we want to see. She'd be like, no, I can't have it. Okay, so one thing led to another. She told me, you know what, get in the car, let's go and call Chris. Shit, I just mentioned Chris then. Chris, shout out to you, man. Love you, bro. So Chris is like 6 feet plus, if I'm not mistaken. This guy is so fucking giant. I swear to God, Chris can beat me and also you. And who the fuck you listen to this podcast with? It's gonna beat all of us together. So she's like, we're gonna call Chris. I'm like, is Chris gonna beat the security guard here? Or all these fucking niggas here? Because what's the essence of calling Chris? Just be fucking nice. Smile at this guy. Let's go in there. Why are we going back to the office? Long story short, we went back to the office and we got Chris. When Chris came, Chris told the security guard, I think Chris called the guy to the corner, and I don't know what Chris told him, but in my mind, it sounded something like this. Senior man, Alpha, no vex. I beg, you know, saying that so women, they do their things, so no vex. I beg, we want to see your guy there around. Then the security guy could be like, hey, in the inside, just come. Even it's a fucking lie, because me and the other girl saw the guy go inside the building. So what the fuck you talking about? I saw that nigga drive inside this fucking compound. So you fucking lying ass piece of shit. Well, I feel that that's how the conversation went, and the guy allowed us access in. It's a bit old, and because the lady was very beautiful, I think we're trying to make passes at her. So she flared up. I think she could have done it differently and saved me time so I can fucking go home early. There are ways to, ward off people or something, something could just spark up that conversation. I feel there's a better way she would have handled the situation to, allow us access. I know you're educated and you're beautiful, but you can't just talk to people the way the fuck you want. So back to the topic, attitude in business. Don't you think it would be a good idea to separate your business attitude from your personal attitude? This would also allow you scale above the horizon. Business wise, this will also allow you to be limitless. Because your business have an attitude of itself. It's not dependent on you. I've seen people who are richer than their business, and I've seen people who their business is richer than them. It's a personality. You got to understand that. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn your notification button on, so whenever I upload a new video, you're gonna get it firsthand. I love you so much. Have a wonderful day.